Hi you guys, today I'm going to be taking you through 3 different exercises that target your thoracic or mid-back mobility. If you have a foam roller, we are going to be using those for one of the exercises. However, if you don't, you can also just use a scrunched up pillow as well. So get a mat or something comfortable to lay on and let's get started. All right, so the first exercise we are going to be using either a foam roller placed horizontally, or like I said earlier, you can just use a rolled up pillow or towel. You might not get as much mobility with using a towel, but it still will be something. So you're gonna place it horizontal, targeting around that mid back. So you might have to play around with like where your hips are. But what we're gonna do, we're promoting thoracic extension with this exercise. So place it around mid back, around like shoulder blade level. Arms across your chest. This is the important part. I want you to keep your chin tucked in so you're not straining your neck. And then we're gonna arch back over the foam roller. And you might have to do a few reps to play around with the angle of what feels good to you. But you should be feeling most of it in your mid back. And we're gonna do about anywhere from 10 to 15 of these. You can also do this seated against a chair. Ideally, if the chair height on the back is about like shoulder blade level. Good, let's do about 3 more. And it's really, I have to think too, like very consciously about keeping my chin tucked in, because it's easy to want to get those extra few degrees range of motion and use your neck instead of your thoracic spine. Good. I lost count. Let's do one more for good measure. All right, perfect. So like I said, that was promoting thoracic extension. Think about the arching backwards movement. Now we can put that foam roller or pillow aside. We don't need it anymore. This next one, we're going to just promote elongating the sides of our thoracic spine in addition to working on that rib cage mobility. So there's different ways you can have your legs. You can just have it crisscross like this. I'll show you that way first. And we're just gonna do just a side glide. So just moving that arm to the slide, opening up. Good. And then coming back and then going the opposite direction. So this is really great, like I was saying, to improve that rib cage mobility. Your rib cage attaches into that thoracic spine. And if one is tight, typically the other is tight as well. And I don't know, you might not be able to tell quite yet, but if you're noticing my belly being a little bit bigger, that is because we are expecting our second child in September. So all that to say, this is a great exercise to do when pregnant as well, because with that growing belly, that can compress that rib cage as well as your thoracic spine. And so it's great just to keep things mobile and can decrease any aches or pains. Good. Let's do one more on each side. And feel free if like one position feels particularly good to hold it for a little bit longer than what I'm doing. It's more of a dynamic mobility exercise. Good. All right, and the last exercise is going to be working on thoracic rotation. So think about like twisting movement. A couple variations to this. I'm going to show you one that I really like because it's also going to target some of those those inner thigh muscles. So you're gonna have hands on the mat. We'll have our left leg first. It's going to just be out to the side, almost think like a kickstand. So this is gonna be like a thread the needle variation into almost like an open book exercise. So you're gonna take your left hand, palm is facing up, bring that underneath, feel that thoracic spine open. Good, and then you're gonna come back up. You can either keep your arm extended as you rotate up, Or if you feel like that's just too much strain on your neck, you can place your hand behind your head and rotate up that way. That really zeroes in on that thoracic spine. So again, going down, think about threading the needle. And then pick whichever variation you like with the arm movement up. Now, if you find, I like its variation because it gets a little bit of that adductor stretch too, but if that's too much for you and you're not feeling it as much in your thoracic spine, you can always just go into a quadruped or tabletop position, just being sure that you're keeping that core activated. Good, and then let's do one more. Just mixing up the variation. Perfect. All right, now we're going to repeat on the opposite side. So pick whichever works better, either in a quadruped position or in that kind of half kickstand position. Angle it so you can see me better. All right, this time using the right hand, palm up, going down. And I like to envision as I'm going down, like almost like you're pulling apart your shoulder blades. Good, and then come back up. Let's do two more. Last one. Have it up. Just mixing it up. All right, perfect. So those are the 3 different thoracic mobility exercises. Play around with it. Feel free to do some longer or shorter depending on what feels good to you. The thoracic spine is one that gets really tight, especially after a lot of computer work. So this might be one, if you have a computer job, like by the end of the day, just doing this series doesn't take long, and hopefully it'll help you feel looser and just help you feel better. Take care.